And thank you for having me today at last. So I'm Barbara Omowumi Lawrence, and I am a coach, an executive and leadership coach. My days are very flexible, and that is what I love most about my job. And the fact that as long as I have internet and Wi-Fi and my laptop and my phone or whatever, I can train and coach from anywhere in the world. I love that so much. So based on my schedule, there are days when I'm coaching from 9 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And there are days when I have just one. Or there are days I don't have anything. Some of the people I've coached have made me realize the value of coaching. They've made me appreciate the fact that I'm a coach that's really worth it. So you find someone, you start coaching them, and they have problems with regards to emotional intelligence. And then as you go on, you hear this person talking about how they've changed, how they listen more to people, how they show more empathy, how no, in the past, if he wants you to do a job, he just gives it to you. But now he actually checks to see what you're doing, to have what we call a social awareness. So he'll know how to communicate with you, so he can have a better relationship with you. How in the past he didn't care if you didn't, if you should just do the job. And then you hear him saying something like, this coaching is very important. I want to know how to coach my people to as a leader. And then you hear him saying, oh, by the way, Barbara, we're going to start a mentoring scheme in my organization, all through coaching, all through his color exposure. And when you hear such things, you feel very happy. Or when you're doing the team coaching and you get feedback from them saying, oh, I actually learned a lot from Miss X or Mr. Y or what my colleagues have said. You see the collaboration between them from when they started, when they're all still trying to form as a team, and then you see them storming at some point, then they become normal. They're norming, they're working together, they are really collaborative, and then they perform and deliver. It's been very, very exciting working with CALA and the CALA coaches. And you see their eagerness to want to be better versions of themselves. You want to see how they want to contribute to not just Nigeria or their country, but to Africa. And I find all of that interesting and rewarding because it's like, oh, you've added a little bit to this area and people are going on and they'll be happy for it. So it's been very, very interesting working with them. These coaches from CALA, they've really inspired me in the job I do as a coach. They've really, really inspired me. And actually, this past cohort I've had, um, the two people I coached that had one-on-one coaching, the two of them had great shifts in their emotional intelligence. And I think emotional intelligence is one of the key things a leader must have. So when you're able to have that, you're able to relate better to your staff. And then I think for this particular guy, his colleagues noticed the changes in him. And when he says things or does things differently now, they look at each other like, is something good? What's happening here? But the look they give each other are positive looks, not one of fear. So that has really, really inspired me, like I said earlier, because I can see the growth in him. I can see him moving from where he was to now expanding his scope, his horizon, taking coaching beyond what he has gained, now wanting mentoring to be part of what is. Even now, he has some mentees, mentors, and coaches in his own way, better than he used to. And but now he wants to have a formalized mentoring program in his organization, which he didn't have before. And this was all through the coaching experience he had with Carla. I think that's really commendable. And the fact that those that I started with, my last session with, they said we are now friends. We've grown to become friends by just working together. And that was very obvious in the way they related with each other and in the way they were like a tag team, you know? Um, or like a relay race. You pass the button onto something, it doesn't drop. They worked very well, and that is very very good for me. Very good for Color too. I mean, I must commend them for putting this program together. It's been very helpful, and you find the other thing with them is that the two cohorts we've had so far, at the end of the session, the period, they always said they wanted more coaching. They didn't mind if they had to pay for it. So that shows that they've seen the benefits of coaching and they wanted to pay for it by themselves to continue getting those benefits. My Nigerian cohort, they had a linkage with the cohort from Ethiopia, and they used to meet once a month to explore, to discuss, to exchange. And that was good because before CALA, they didn't have counterparts in Ethiopia. But now they have that, and they told me that they don't intend to stop. In fact, they said they don't intend to stop the work they've done with CALA, the ALP project. They want to continue working on this and pushing it within the system. Luckily for them, they're from different parts of Nigeria. You have the business press, the private corporate organization, you have the government, you have somebody from research, you have somebody that was doing his own business. So they have different backgrounds, and that way they're able to look at the different stakeholders together. So collaboration was very key for them, like I said initially, the collaborative leadership of what they were doing in CALA, even what the sessions they had with AMI, those really helped them to their leadership development. And then for them to be able to collaborate with other people out of Nigeria, that was very good. I've come to adopt this philosophy that everyone needs a coach. You may think, no, it's not for me, but really, it is for everybody. Because what coaching does is it makes you to see other perspectives. You have one within you, you're thinking about it all the time. But when you see a coach, when you meet with a coach, the coach through conversations will let you see the on the locked potential within you, the locked talent within you. The coach will unlock it for you, and you can start seeing different perspectives. And then once you see a different perspective, you automatically act on it to be a better version of yourself. And basically, this happened to those I coach because from what they say to me, I can see them interpreting coaching to me about, oh, this has happened based on this new thing, this new idea I have. I could see coaching in action. So it really works. But the most important thing about coaching for me is the action you take as an individual, the self development you take. Because I can coach you from now till kingdom come. If you do not act on the actions you have come up with, because with coaching, I don't advise you, you come up with the answers yourself. If you don't work on those answers, those actions, then you can't move. You can't be better. So when you see people that have shifted, that have changed, it's because they've applied personal accountability to be a better version of themselves. And that's just it. So everyone needs a coach. What I hope is that number one, what each cohort has worked on should not die. I pray, I hope that the ALPs are they don't die when the program dies. I hope they are able to implement them and put them into the system, into the governments, into whatever, so we'll be able to feed more people in Africa. It's I don't want it to be a program where you just come, do your project, and then you go off, and that project dies. I want the project each cohort has done, each cohort is doing to be fully implemented, to be useful. Then that will be the a best legacy for color. Not just for them to do the project and go off, but do the project, implement them, let them become part of the system, let them help Africa to produce more food to feed its people. That will be a lasting legacy for CALA. That is my hope for CALA.